All right, we're finishing this seam. So we had sewn a 5/8 seam allowance, and I've already clipped my threads up. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just gonna open up the fabric, and I'm going to open up the seam to press it. This will blend all the stitches together, and it's just the first part of the finishing process. So for this one, we're doing a zigzag finish. And so what I'm gonna do is I don't wanna, you could sometimes, depending on what you're doing, you could have your seam closed like that and zigzag across both layers. For this particular method, we're just gonna be zigzagging the single layer. So I want to press all my fabric going in one direction, except for the one seam edge is gonna stick out to the side, and this is where we're gonna zigzag down the edge of this one. So now that that's all pressed, we'll head over to the machine. All right, for our zigzag finish, we're gonna set our dials to what you see on the screen here. So stitch selection will be stitch 5, that's a zigzag, and then you are probably gonna be a standard stitch length of 1.4, and then stitch width 3.5, and then I've also hit the automatic reverse button so that it will reverse at the beginning and at the end of our zigzagged finish. When you first turn your stitch selection knob to the stitch 5 for the zigzag, it automatically pops the needle over to the right position. So if it's the first time sewing a zigzag, I already know that it's in the right position. I can go ahead and drop my needle down and then just bump the edge of my fabric right up next to it. And you don't want to do this right at the very, very end. Maybe start a stitch or so in so that it doesn't get caught underneath in the feed dogs. But I would just go ahead and start stitching, and then one stitch is going to be on the inside and the other stitch is just going to come off the edge. So when you're doing a zigzag, one stitch will go right off the edge of the fabric. And again, this is just preventing it from unraveling. Now when I get to the end here, I'm just going to take my foot off the foot pedal and I'll hit the reverse button one time, and then it will do a zigzag reverse, about 3 stitches, and then forward back to the end. And then we are done. Okay, so then after you do this side, then you can take it back over to the iron where you'll open it up to the other side. Okay, and then we could go ahead and do a finish, zigzag finish on this side as well.